We're constantly under audits, and we can thank Equifax for the increased scrutiny on these audits. The auditing has gotten significantly tighter since the breach happened, and there's more supporting documentation, more process tightening, more accountability that is being taking place across the board. So this is something we're constantly under audit. We're constantly trying to improve, either get ahead of the auditors or meet their needs if it's something that is going to be very time consuming. We have a couple compliance reports that we needed professional services engaged to support us for. So one of the audit items was we need to be able to track our rules. Who put the rule in? When did they put it in? And what was the change that supported this rule? If there was an exception, what was that exception number? So previously, we didn't have a set standard of your comment needs to be in this format. We may have rules that don't have any comments at all. It may use some janky version of whatever the engineer thought at the time, but we have since standardized. So one of these reports that we asked professional services to develop for us is actually a rule diff. It will compare the comments between what was and what it currently is, and we'll match it for compliance. If it is incompliant, it'll call it out, and we know exactly which rule we need to look at. This is something that my team had to manually go through every single day. We have upwards of 20 firewall changes a night. Some are just a single rule, some are 30 rules. So that could become very labor intensive very, very quickly. So when we are able to automate the differentiation on the before and after, that cuts our workload down just immensely. The other report that we asked for creation was a rule trending report. So one of the NIST findings was that they wanted to make sure that all the rules that we have currently in place on our firewalls still have a purpose to be there. So their ask was to, every 6 months, revisit every single rule and make sure that it needs to be there for business to keep going. So in order to do this, you can generate many, many reports through TwoFin. You can export it in CSV, work some magic if you'd like to do that. That's a lot of work. So what we got TwoFin to do was create a rule trending report for us. So we are now able to see in a graphical format over the course of, we keep 13 months worth of logs. So in that period of 13 months, we can see hit counts. And as it goes up and down, we can see what the pattern is. So let's say we've got an application that is exiting our legacy data centers, migrating over to AWS. We expect that their rule is going to drop off, and we expect to no longer see hits on that rule when they claim that they have fully migrated their application. So this will be a tool for them to be able to make sure that they're cleaning up after themselves properly and not leaving anything behind. But first and foremost, this was for our cyber team. So they could look at the low-hanging fruit. Basically, if they see a rule that has taken a nosedive in usage, that's a rule that they want to look at before one that just may have low usage across the board. Let's say 10 hits once a month. Maybe that's planned. That's by design. But on this other one, we got 1 million hits, takes a nosedive to 50,000, and then you get down to 0. Clearly something happened. So that's a rule to investigate.